No, yeah. I mean, if you really think that San Diego bartenders have smaller penises than LA bartenders, have we started? Oh, welcome to the worst with Chad Austin. Today I have with me Brynn. Brynn, you want to introduce yourself to the folks?
Yeah, I'm Brynn. Live in San Diego. Lady Libation on Instagram.
Instagram Lady Libation, and do you want to say what bar you work at, or are we trying to keep that hushed? Or
No, everyone knows. I work at Fernside in South Park with Christian Sigling.
Nice.
He's the best.
I've only been there once, and I don't even think I drank. I think I was with Reagan.
Oh, got it.
And I think we were at a coffee shop across the street.
7 Seas.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, a little block away from there.
Pretty good coffee.
Solid neighborhood.
Yeah.
I don't ever leave.
No?
No, I don't need to.
Yeah, so it was over, and it started pouring rain. So we went inside and just grabbed a table.
I think I was working when you guys were there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't even say hi.
It's all right.
I'm fucking rude. Terrible. But, my wife tells me that all the time, that I'm completely just like devoid of my surroundings half the time. It's like I can be really alert to what's going on around me, but at the same time, like just completely turned off to any person. It's just like, oh yeah, I saw you the other day. I'm like, you did? I don't remember this.
Well, you work with people for a living, so when you're not working, do you really want to deal with them?
That's true. Maybe I do it on purpose.
Yeah.
I think I might. Yeah, dude. So thanks for driving out to LA.
Stoked.
Here. It's how was the drive? Was it bad?
It wasn't too bad, but when you get like close to Slauson Avenue, you're solely reminded why you don't live here anymore.
Oh,
traffic.
Did you used to live out here?
Yeah, I'm from LA.
Oh, okay, dope.
Yeah.
How long ago did you move to San Diego from?
I moved from LA to Temecula, actually.
Gross.
It was pretty bad. I had to, though. My mom was sick.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I moved a while ago. I think it was like 10 years ago. 11 years ago. It was cool though. Yeah, my mom's from San Diego, but the rest of my family's from Los Angeles, so.
Oh, okay.
Couldn't wait to get out.
Yeah. I've lived out here a couple different times. The first 2 times I lived out here, I didn't even make it a whole year.
Really?
Yeah. The first 2 times because like I didn't technically live out here. Friends of mine had an apartment, and I just like casually stayed longer than I should have. It was just like, oh yeah, Chad's on the couch again tonight.
What area?
Well, the first time was up. It was like kind of up in the Hollywood Hills. It was God damn it, what's this? Beechwood Street.
Oh, nice.
And a buddy of mine was going to Los Angeles recording school. And
must be nice.
Yeah. He has this fucking rich ass uncle that anytime he's like, I want to do something, and he's like, I gotcha, kid. And so he's going to Los Angeles recording school. Moved out with another friend of mine, and he was like, well, I need a place close to school. So he just gets this, tiny. It was like a box. This little apartment, just a perfect little square for like at the time, which was in like 2006. It was like $1,800 a month, which was like, holy fuck. And so I slept there for a while, and then I was just like, oh well, maybe I should go home for a bit. And then like a year later, I had friends that got a place in Filipino town, like an actual house. So it was easier for me to kind of like hide in places.
I like that area.
It was actually a really cool area, and we met a lot of interesting people because there was a big front yard that was all like fenced in. So we used to just kind of party out in the front yard. And so we just have
kiddie pools and beers.
Yeah, exactly. So, and one night we were having a party out there. We were in, this is like going to just transform into like a weird side story, but we were all in this like stupid psychedelic rock band. Mm-hmm. And I can't play any instruments, but they're
What did you do?
So I was lucky enough to have friends that are a lot nicer than I am. Mm-hmm. So they were like, oh yeah, you could just be like percussion. So I played drums a little bit, but they literally had to teach me every part of the drum. It was one of those things where it was like, no, like you play it like this, and then I wasn't coordinated enough, and like no, double time the bass drum, and I'm like, I don't know what that means, and they're like, play it twice as fast, moron. And I'm like, okay, now it makes sense, but and so I would do that, and then there was, because we just did like this really just strange like vibey rock music. So I mean, there was times when I literally played a skateboard. I would spin the wheel and I would slap the deck. When we were
Please tell me you have footage of this.
actually, see, this is where I'm getting to. This is actually the point that I'm getting to is there was one of our friends in the group who wanted to become a filmmaker, and he made a documentary about the band.
No way.
And I have a copy at home.
That's so good.
And I'll next time I see you, I'll let you.
That would be
you know, if I come down to San Diego, I'll bring it with me.
Yeah.
The band was called Jungles. The documentary is called We Are Jungles. And like I seriously, there was one song where my only job was to bite an apple into the microphone, and that was like my instrument. Yeah.
That actually sounds really fun.
It was honestly like because I've been in several bands and they were all terrible. Just because when I was younger, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was like, yeah, I'll try that. And I tried like DJing and I tried rapping, and I the only thing I was decent at was I played bass guitar in a hardcore band, and that's simple because it's, you know, punk music and it's just so my phone just fell. So yeah, we had this big party going on out in the front yard. We were doing the documentary release party, and there was this Filipino dude that was clearly on PCP, and the fence out in front of the yard was like this like cast iron, like cast rod fence, and he had just this machete, but it was holstered, and he was just running it along the fence, just clink 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 clink.
That's part of the song.
It should have been, and then he would just kept on going, bitches. We're all just standing like 10 feet back. There's like a whole group of us, and there's this huge yard, but we're all like pressed up against the entrance of the house, and he just clink 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 clink, bitches. And we didn't know what to do, so we're just like, well, you know, we'll let him do his thing. And then he eventually passed our house and kept on going to others. And
that should have been like background vocals of one of your songs.
Now that I think of it, yeah.
Just saying.
But at the time, I was like, yeah, he's a small man, but he has PCP strength, and I feel like he can cut my arm off with one fell swoop of that machete.
I wonder where he got the machete.
That's a good question. I just feel like it was one of those things where he just had it.
It was meant to be a scene in a movie because it sounds like a scene of a movie.
It's crazy, right? Like, I didn't think, like, shit like that really happened. I've seen all kinds of weird shit, but, like, just random dude on drugs that's yelling bitches at you while, you know, doing the whole clean thing, you know.
I feel like in Los Angeles, that doesn't surprise me, but definitely San Diego. I don't think a machete would be a thing, but the bitches part would definitely be a thing. There's one guy that used to play drums off of, I wish I remember the name of the exit. I think it was San Pedro exit. He had a full drum set up. Nice. And it was like different pieces. Like it wasn't the same drum set, which was even cooler.
That's so much better.
And he looked like Jimi Hendrix, and he wore just a vest that he made out of like different pieces of clothing, and he had these bell bottoms that were way too small for him, but he just rocked the shit out of them. And he never asked people for money. Ever.
No, he just jammed.
He set up camp, like that was his spot, and like people would pull over and offer him money, and he's like, I'm hungry, like if you have some food. Like he just wasn't, you know, he was just so happy, and I love that guy so much. But I think the machete thing is pretty normal for Los Angeles.
No, yeah, I mean the LA homeless, a little bit more aggressive.
They're ruthless.
Little bit more aggressive. You know, the previous bar I worked at, Lono, was on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, I still haven't been there.
You never will.
Okay.
it's gone forever.
Oh, really?
Well, they haven't officially said that, but it's been over a year. It's like,
oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's like a 6,500 square foot bar that I'd be surprised if they are still paying rent on that. Like Hollywood Boulevard is so expensive. Yeah. Like shout out to you guys if you still are, but goddamn, it seems like they're throwing away money at this point. Because like, you know, with the whole, maybe at this point with 50% capacity, it might be worth it. But before then, it was just like you could have people outside, but there was literally no outside space for Lono. It was, you would actually be on the sidewalk of Hollywood Boulevard. So it was just one of those things where it was just unfortunate with the timing of everything. But yeah, like the people that I would see on Hollywood Boulevard just every single day, I mean, like, we have those people that dress up as characters on Hollywood
Mm-hmm.
Boulevard. I watched Batman and Superman fight. I've seen.
Didn't you post that?
I might have.
I feel like I saw that.
I might have. It was a long time ago. I think I did. I saw them fight out in front of the bar. I used to play a game walking in the back alley of Lono. Is that dog or human shit that I'm walking past? It was always human shit. It was always human shit. I remember one night we walked outside into the back alley. We used to take our breaks in the back alley, and by breaks I mean chug a beer, take a shot, do some drugs, and run back inside.
Be bartenders.
Yeah, exactly. And I walked outside, and there was just two dudes like tying off, getting ready to shoot up, and was like, "Hey, man, that's not the kind of drugs we do back here." And they were like, "Well," I was like, "Go."
Oh,
I was like, "This is not that type of drug place."
that's so hard to see. Like,
It's rough, man. But and they are very. You can give somebody $1, and then they turn around and be like, "You got any more?" I'm like, yeah, I mean, I get it. Times are tough, and take it where you can get it. But can I at least get a thank you for that $1?
honestly, or God bless. That's
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah. Give me a God bless.
Like,
Yeah,
God bless.
God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so. God bless you. Okay. Now to get into some of this that I have written down, because I do have a few things. The other day, you posted in your Instagram stories,
Mhm.
it was like a 3-year anniversary of you. Did it say you almost died at some
Mhm.
point? Can you tell me that story? Because then
Yeah.
I was just intrigued after I read that.
3 years ago, last Thursday, I had a brain aneurysm rupture,
Whoa.
but it's still in my head, which
Really?
is pretty gnarly. Yeah, so there's 2 different kinds. There could be more different kinds because now it's becoming more and more popular and doctors are paying attention to it. But what usually happens is if you have a brain aneurysm and it ruptures, they can capture it and clip it out,
Okay.
which would be super rad. Or you die because your brain just bleeds out, which is pretty much what happened to me. But they caught me 2 hours before I had a full bleed out, which is nice.
Whoa.
Yeah. My friend Sebastian actually saved my life. I was at his house watching hockey with like a group of our friends. I've never once been told by a doctor like I could have an aneurysm. I've had chronic migraines my entire life. I don't like telling people that because they get all scared. Like, what if I have it? But now it's becoming more and more common. Like I'm meeting and learning of more and more people that have aneurysms and or have already had them, but like their recovery is like not. Like they're in wheelchairs and they can't talk and their parents feed them through a straw.
Holy
Yeah,
shit,
so
dude.
like I don't even know like how I'm sitting like right here, but yeah, my friend, I like got wasted at his house, a bunch of us. It was like our version of a high school reunion because we were totally like the outcasts and watching hockey. Kings won, whoop whoop, and then yeah, spent the night there because I drank too much. Got up in the morning, everyone was like slowly leaving, and I was like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. And they heard me fall down in the bathroom. And like Sebastian used to be an EMT, so like he knocked on the door, I didn't respond. Knocked again, I didn't respond. Broke into the bathroom door. I was like convulsing and
Whoa,
like
dude.
choking on my tongue, and he like literally saved my life. Rushed me to the hospital. I was in Antelope Valley, which is like the meth capital of California. So they automatically assumed I was on drugs. And he was just like, I've known this chick for 20 years. Like, she does not party like that. I'm telling you, no date rape, no nothing. Like, she just drank. That's it. That's her normal. She took 3 Advil. And they were like convinced that they were going to leave me there essentially.
Yeah.
And so Sebastian like went searching the hospital. He's like asking everyone like, please do other tests on her. Because my test results came back clean. No drugs in my system. I don't do drugs. So like they just literally left me there. They're like, whatever, she'll wake up eventually. And he was like, no, I'm telling you, like something's wrong. So he found this doctor, and the doctor came. I guess like he was just really pushy about it. He's like, hey, like everyone else is just leaving her. Like something is wrong with her. Like this is crazy. Like you guys aren't even, no one cares.
Do
you
your
know?
fucking job.
Yeah. And so he came and checked me out and did like a CAT scan on my head, and he saw that there was blood in my brain, and he was like, oh my fucking God, like we got to get her out of here. So that doctor life flighted me to UCLA, and they got me in like 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, they like went in. I was healthy enough that they didn't have to cut my head open, which is what they do for most people. He went in through the main artery of my leg up into my head and coiled the aneurysm. So they weren't able to take it out, which is pretty unfortunate.
Wow.
So it's still there, and I do have like scares here and there where I have to go to the ER and have to go through radiation to make sure that it's still coiled, because it can come undone at any time.
Oh, okay.
I call it a little time bomb. But it doesn't bother me too much mentally, because I can walk outside and get hit by a car.
Yeah.
If you're going to die, you're going to die. Like,
I
I'm
know.
not scared of it at this point.
That's just kind of the feeling that I've always had about it too. It was just like, like different. My wife has a lot of health concerns and whatnot, and it's just like, yo, like, we're not going to just get down on this all the time. Like, it sucks that this is happening, but also, exactly, well, walk off a curb and get hit by a bus.
Literally. Can't stop it.
There's just shit is gonna happen.
Yeah.
And everything kind of, I don't want to say happens for a reason, but sometimes it really does feel like it does.
It does, and the reason's always not going to make itself present until later on, which is totally fine. But that doesn't mean like I'm reckless. Like, there's a lot of things I can't do. I can't surf anymore. Can't go skydiving. Like, there's, it's just literally things like if I were to bump my head doing those things, I could just die.
Can't become a UFC fighter.
Pretty much was like my dream job, but it's fine.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. So I definitely take care of myself a little better, but I don't dwell on it. Like I said, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Just, can't be a mom sucks.
I mean, you're not really missing out on too much.
I'm going to adopt.
Yeah?
Yeah. We'll see.
Thinking about it?
We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, really though, like, okay. If you do adopt, just make sure you get them young. And make sure that you can just implement all of your, so that they don't have already like set in their mind of how life's going to be. You 100%. Need to be able to teach them. Because you know what? My kid, I even had the chance to make sure that I implemented everything, and I kind of went too far with it because I am sarcastic at home as well. Like I kind of just speak the same no matter. I don't really talk to her like she's a child.
Got it.
She asks me a question, I break it down for her, and
that's good though.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh,
I really did. I really thought so, but being that I'm so like upfront and honest with her, and then also will quickly throw shade at her when she's doing something stupid. She's really caught on to the whole shade thing, and she's only 11, and goddamn, dude, she's smart. Fierce. Like she throws shit back in my face so much, and I can't even get mad at her because I'm just like, it's like listening to me talk to me. I'm just like, fuck, dude, you didn't get this from anybody else. I'm not going to yell at you for doing exactly what I do.
That's me and my dad to a T. He listens to this one comedian, and he always recites this line to me. And that's my tool. I sharpened it. I know how it pokes. So like,
I mean, that's facts.
If he hears something that, someone tells him a story like, oh, can you believe Brynn did this? He's all, absolutely. Like, that's my child.
No, yeah. And I'm going to be the same way with Josie. It's just like, oh yeah, did you hear that your daughter did this? Didn't hear about it, but makes sense.
Not shocked.
Yeah. I mean, that's bound to happen. I told her too, I was like, when you get older and people start offering you drugs, just know that if you decide to take them, I will know exactly what you're on.
Fuck, that's terrifying.
Exactly what you're on. No matter what you do, I was like, I know what they all look like because I did them all. She's like, wait, I was like, just listen to me. Don't fucking do it. And if you do, be safe about it. But hey,
my parents offered me to do drugs at home, which made me not want to do drugs.
See, that's brilliant.
Yeah. My mom was like, look, I've literally done everything. I could show you photos, could tell you stories. She's like, if you want to try anything, I will let you. I'm not going to be upset with you. Just do it, like under my supervision, just in case something happens. And I was like, what would happen? And then she's like, this can happen and this can happen. I'm like, I don't want to fucking do these drugs.
So yeah, when I was in high school, my best friend, his dad we'd go to his house every weekend, and his dad had a rule. You can smoke the reefer at my house, but I don't want you drinking. And we were like, oh yeah. He's like, when you drink, you lose those brain cells forever. He's like, if you smoke some pot, eventually it'll come back. And and his dad was like a full blown alcoholic. Like I'm talking, like the big old liter plastic bottle of vodka, and he would take one of those down a day.
Off?
Yeah, or even like Vaughn's brand, which is like Prestige.
Oh, yeah.
No, and he would take one of those down a day with Diet Coke.
Oh,
vodka and Diet Coke.
That
was his drink of choice.
Person.
Well, okay, so just to preface this, his dad was a Navy SEAL.
Okay. Oh.
And just so there was a lot going on up here.
Yeah.
And he used to get drunk and tell us fucking the craziest shit that he probably should never tell 14-year-old kids. Yeah, he'd be all drunk, and it would start off with like a happy story, be like, when we were in Hawaii, he's like, I did a bunch of mushrooms and we went scuba diving, and it was the best adventure ever. And we're like, oh, that's fucking rad. And he goes, and one time we were out in the middle of the desert, he's like, and I had to kill about 15 women and children. I was like, oh, what? He's like, well, they were hiding somebody, son. He's like, and it was my job.
Oh my God.
Oh fuck, dude.
Mental capacity.
Yeah, so I mean, it just goes from one extreme to the other. But yeah, he was quite the drinker. Shout out to Mac Holcomb. That was like my second dad. He was, he would take us out to lunch, and anywhere we go, it had to be somewhere where he can get a drink, at least a beer.
That sounds like me and all my friends.
Yeah, exactly, right. And but it was a wild dude, and it was a lot of fun. But we were allowed to smoke there, and at first I didn't know this. And the first time I went over to his house, we were all sitting in the garage. It was like 6 of us, and we were passing around a bong and a pipe and a blunt. And it was we were like 15-year-old kids, and he was like, "My dad's asleep. It's cool." Blah blah blah. So we're all sitting there. And I had my back to the door that like goes inside the house, and I have the joint in my hand, and I just get a tap on my shoulder, and it's his dad. And I look up and I look at him, and he just kind of gives me a shrug, like it's cool, but still, being a 15-year-old kid and being like, oh, parents are we're gonna get in trouble. He's gonna call my dad. And he just looks at me. He goes, and he called joints gator taters because he was from Louisiana.
That's where I'm from originally.
Yeah. He looks at me. He goes, "You want to pass that gator tater, son?" It's like, if this is what that is, then yes, here you go, sir.
You don't put a cocktail on your menu called gator tater?
I should though.
You should.
Like it's and it works out because like I barbecue place, dude, repping the South and. Yeah, I think I should.
I think you should do that.
I should do like some kind of like green cocktail and call it the Gator Tater.
Or a Boilermaker.
Oh, dude. Do a good Boilermaker and call it Gator Tater.
Tater.
No, I think. But this cocktail menu is already done, but the next one's getting Gator Tater on it. No, you know what? I have a specials board. Gator Tater's going on the specials board.
Dude. Well, when I come in and have a drink, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, yeah. Okay. Now, I have a one question for you in a segment that I call "What's Worse."
Okay.
And I'm going to give you 2 options, and you just tell me which one's worse. It's very simple.
Okay.
You have to have Lizzo's body, but you're also very rich and well liked, or you're fit and homeless. Which one's worse?
Lizzo's body.
Yeah, thank you.
1000%.
Thank you, because
she's so awesome. Do you follow her on Instagram?
No.
Fuck, man.
But I also agree that having Lizzo's body would be worse because I have the male version of Lizzo's body.
I've had this conversation,
and it sucks.
3 times in the last week, probably. I got off social media for the month of May.
Yeah, which is great for promoting this podcast.
Sorry,
thanks.
I'll get on and repost. But I was trying to do like the mental health awareness.
No, I get it.
But I had this conversation like 3 times in the last week. A few of my girlfriends have started seeing my trainer, which I think is dope. I've been going to my trainer for 2.5 years. She's awesome. But they will send me messages like, "Oh, I want to look like you," and I'm like, "This is fucking genetics, bro." I was like, if you think healthy is skinny, like you got it fucked up. So I've been trying to promote healthy is a feeling, not a look. Like, if you feel good, that's what matters.
Yeah.
That's the healthy part of it, because mental health is more important. Physical health is definitely important the older you get, for sure. Emotional health is very important. So, like, it makes it hard when you have these chicks like posing for Gymshark on Instagram, and it's like, I want to look like her. No, you don't. She's 16. She's never worked out a day in her life.
Yeah.
She has those abs from laughing too much or having sex for the first time. Like, let's be real. And that's not what you want to look like.
No, yeah.
So it's frustrating. I have walk a fine line. I'm super proud of myself. Like, I do put in a lot of work. I work out 4 or 5 times a week. I eat good. My only downfall is I just still drink a lot, but that's my balance.
Yeah.
I'm not working out to look.
Everyone has to have a balance.
Yeah, I'm not working out to look fit. I'm working out to enjoy food and beverages.
Yeah.
I don't.
No, yeah. See, like I was saying, it's I have the male version of Lizzo's body, and I just feel like, and the shitty part is I haven't put in the work to not have Lizzo's body. I always have tried to take, and this is something now at 34 years, almost 35 years old, that realized, like, hey, you know what? I should start trying, which I recently have. But before then, I was like, I'm gonna take the shortcut. I was like, I think I can get skinny taking pills, and I think I can get skinny doing blow, and it never works. It works for like a few weeks, but then it's like one day I eat, and then so. Now it's actually doing the work and doing things right to feel healthy, and maybe so my daughter can see me when I'm when she's 20 and shit, and I'm not dead.
How do you feel about it? Like, since you've put in the work recently?
I like it. I feel like if I wake up and go on a walk and do a little cardio and and lift a little bit and stuff like that, I feel like I have more energy throughout the day.
That's awesome.
And I like having that feeling, because like I do work a lot, and it used to be my excuse that, like, well, you're at work 12 hours a day. When are you going to find the time?
Yeah, it's hard.
And it sucks, but it's also just like I never really took time to just appreciate do things for myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I started doing things more for myself when I started this.
That's awesome.
Because it was just like, I love my family, but it's nice to have time away where it's just like I have my own thing, because everything else was always like, like, you're off work, it's family time. And that's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's great.
You still need to make time for you.
But it's also dope to like be able to do have like a little bit of time etched out for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Fucking love it. I really don't want to go back to doing it the other way.
I don't want you to do that.
Oh shit. So I also have a segment that we'll do right now. It's called The Worst News. And I just find a few different news stories in the internet, and we can discuss them.
Okay.
Number one is, and worst news, because it's not like we're gonna hit hard hitting issues. Like I find the stupid shit for us to talk about.
I don't look up stuff on the internet, so this should be funny.
Okay. So recently there was an article that Gwyneth Paltrow put out saying that she basically hit rock bottom during quarantine. Do you know what rock bottom was for her?
I can only imagine.
It wasn't making another vagina candle. Her rock bottom was she ate bread.
Shut the fuck up.
She ate bread, and she felt the need to write an essay about this, about how quarantine's a very trying time for everybody, and sometimes we do things that we never would.
She had to eat bread when other people had to starve during quarantine. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, her stress level, living wherever, I don't know where she lived, but and I'm sure it's very fucking nice, but her stress level got to be so much that she
ate carbs.
She caved,
that
and she
bitch.
ate fucking carbs. How dare you, Gwyneth?
Who allowed her to make that public?
Right. See, but here's the thing, and this is my problem with like major celebrities, is I feel like none of them have like a real friend.
They don't.
They have they're surrounded by yes men, because they're all basically on payroll, anybody they surround them with. So when they come up with an idea, their job is to be like, oh my God, you thought of that on your own? That's brilliant. You should do it right now. But there's no like logical person being like, yeah, maybe we should think about this
What
real quick.
about creating a job position that any celebrity should have, where it's like you have to be the bitch. You have to be the honest bitch friend. Like, I've had the same group of friends my entire life, and they're the first ones to be like, you fucking suck right now. I'm like, all right, let's take a break. You know, like, I need to reevaluate why I'm sucking so hard. But it'd be cool if Gwyneth had this friend, probably on payroll, but still doing their job. Like, actually, that sounds really terrible. You're an asshole. You're
Yeah.
a stupid piece of shit. And if you don't want that bread, you should go share it with people that actually went hungry
Yeah,
during this fucking
exactly.
pandemic. You
Yeah.
stupid skinny cunt. Like,
thank you. No, because no, that's exactly the truth. Like, just we all. I mean, I have my close friends too.
Mhm.
We're all just brutally honest with each other. You know, like, you do something stupid, they're gonna tell you you did something fucking stupid.
you also have a platform to like help people.
Yeah.
So many people follow you for some fucking dumb reason.
And then like the
You
best we get from these celebrities is like a video after the George Floyd thing where they're going, "I'm sorry." Yeah, did you see that black and white video that they all did? Do you remember that?
No.
Okay, so oh my god.
What the fuck?
Okay, no, check this out. It was at the beginning of quarantine. It was right after the George Floyd incident. I shouldn't call it an incident, murder. It was right after that happened, and it was like 10 or 15 celebrities, and it was all like cut together, but it done in black and white.
I did see that.
And they're just like, "I stand against hate." But you could totally tell that they're reading from cue cards. Like, they couldn't even like take a minute to either memorize their lines or maybe just come from with real emotion because it should be something that they actually care about.
I remember my roommate showing me that, and I think we got not even halfway through it, and I kind of felt the same way. I was like, is this fucking serious? If you want to help them, go there and help the family. Go stand in the jury. Write a note. Write a fucking letter. Like, get someone fired. I
Yeah.
don't fucking know. Use your platform and use your fucking millions of dollars, you stupid piece of shit.
Be bigger than reading cue cards. And the shitty thing is I just feel like all of them, like, they recorded that video and then they were just like, "I did something good today."
Yeah, who's gonna pat me on my back?
You know what?
Hey, I cut you a check today. Fucking high five me.
I did great. I did. You know what? I deserve bread today.
Fucking loser.
I deserve bread. I did really good today.
I'm gonna start saying that
I
after
deserve
a
bread.
really long fucking shift at Fernside. I'm just gonna be like, this is bullshit. I deserve some goddamn bread. Give me
Yeah.
the rye.
No, I deserve a baguette and I need it now.
Mhm.
Okay, so I just read this one this morning and it's and I didn't even get into the article, but the headline was so wild. Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York,
Mhm.
he I guess was recorded saying that he wants to dip his garlic knot into his female staffer's marinara sauce. Now,
Well, if that doesn't make you hungry.
I just think it would be so hilarious because I know exactly how they're trying to, how it's being told, but I think it would be so fucking hilarious if it was really actually a reference to food. Like if like one of the ladies on his staff was hogging the dip and he really just wanted to dip his garlic knot in the marinara sauce.
She was the only one that got sauce because she's the smartest one on the team.
Exactly.
She's like, you guys got bread and no sauce, you're dumb.
She wasn't some dumb fucking mid-50s Italian man. She actually had her shit together. And so I think it would just be hilarious if he was actually talking about dipping his garlic knot in marinara sauce.
I wonder
but also
if that's what
if it is sexual, does he only like women on their periods? Because I don't know the whole the marinara sauce reference.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. He would have had to have been eating Italian food, unless he really is into that weird shit.
Yeah, and I just think about all. There's so many people into so much weird shit.
Who was he talking to when he said it?
See, I didn't even get that far. I just read the headline. I was like, this is hilarious. I'm talking about it. A lot of what I do is unresearched.
Got it. Oh, no, that's great. That's great.
I shoot from the hip. This one's good. There's a group of people that want to not necessarily cancel, but they want the Snow White ride at Disneyland redone. Can you guess why?
Because they want her to not be white.
I mean, that is actually like a really good guess because that possibly could happen at some point. But no, it's because the prince at the end, Prince Charming or Prince, I don't remember what the prince's name is in Snow White, but he when he kisses her to wake her up, she never gave her consent.
Shut the fuck up.
And yeah, and so at the end of the ride, there is him leaning in to kiss her, and then she wakes up from the poison apple. But there is now a group of people that are upset that Snow White didn't give consent for this kiss. How do you feel about this?
I feel like they're ruining.
Let's talk about it.
They're ruining childhoods. Ruining. It's ruining. I don't know. It's like you're trying to cage up and create these prude children, and you have no idea that they're going to be fucking by the time they're 12 because you're trying to get them to not fuck. And no matter what you tell them based on a ride at Disneyland, you're allowing them to go on social media. You're allowing them to be in public. It's like they're going to see this and find this, and then they're going to be mad at you because you're not letting them have the fun everyone else is having. You fucking idiots. I'm all for changing the princesses. Do your thing. I think.
See, no problem with it.
Nope, you should do it because
add more, make more.
Yeah. Create every different ethnicity possible for a goddamn princess.
Yeah, seriously, you're remaking a movie into a live action. Yeah. I don't care if this white girl's now black.
I don't. Yeah, it's
don't fucking care, dude.
But don't take away the cute
integral part of the ending of the story. It's kind of how she lives at the end. Is true love's kiss,
and it's like that. That would be like when we were in school, like us not learning about Romeo and Juliet. Yeah. It's like, where the fuck would you take away these kids Romeo and Juliet? I know your marriage isn't that good. I know you're not setting a great example, but homeboy can't kiss the girl to save her life.
It's like, right? Fucking Sheila, chill out. Dude. It's just wild to me that like I feel like it's just ever since, like, especially since quarantine started, I feel like there's just more people sitting at home, which means there's more bored people because they're not doing anything productive while they're at home. And then it's just finding the next thing to be overly upset about, but not really. It just seems like it's kind of ramped up over the past like year.
I don't want to say that it's not important to worry about stuff like that, but when you have a young child and you're worried about them seeing a prince kiss a princess, which is kind of like how things happen, in those types of movies, like Disney was like built on that. You should be educating your children on racism and sex trafficking and like what's actually happening in the world, because those are the things that they're growing up in right now. Those are things that could possibly be erased from their history books because everyone's embarrassed of it. Like, America fucking sucks ass. We're the laughing stock of the entire world. We are absolute trash country. So you're worried about your kids seeing someone get kissed because you and your husband hate each other, that you don't even make out in front of your child because you suck, when you should be educating your kid not to be a fucking racist or a hater. This
country is built on blood.
Yeah, there's people dying because of trying to identify themselves, transgender, whatever the case may be. What if your child goes to school with a transgender child and they don't know how to appropriately like communicate with them without bullying, making them feel bullied or whatever the case may be? Why don't you work on that? No, because that's like really up and coming right now.
But it's really what they should be talking about. Yeah. Obviously let your and also you should really just let your child have a childhood.
You're taking away the innocence
and bring up important issues when it comes on the child's radar.
Yeah. If they're asking questions.
Yeah, like if something actually lands on their radar and they have a question about it, talk to them honestly about it. But I mean, don't start them off at like age 4 before when everything is just magical and brand new, and just being like, he didn't ask for consent. That dog is racist. I mean, it's just like, there's just so much shit that play with your toys. Let you want to dress up the boy as my daughter went through a phase of dressing up all of her stuffed animals as drag queens.
Good for her.
It was fucking rad.
Fuck yeah, girl.
You know, she was just like, she would like wrap like a little like hand towel around it so it was a dress, and then like draw on some eyelashes and shit.
She has a great imagination.
Fantastic.
Why would you
and
take that
it
away
was
from her?
it was the coolest shit ever. Like, we didn't, you know, there was no like sit down, let's have a serious talk. It was just like, you know what?
Closed-minded Karens. But you know what? It blows my mind that these people, and I'm confidently saying this because I know it's probably true, that a majority of the people that have the issue with the prince kissing the princess are probably women, and they're probably bored. It blows my mind that they're married. Like, they have a husband. Someone out there is like, that's my wife. The fuck?
Yeah, in those people, they have sex once a week.
Yeah, if they're allowed
to. And once a week is like, if they're lucky, and that's probably the most, and probably less than that. But it's always like a set time.
Yeah,
it's like, this is
they have to put it on the calendar.
7 p.m. on Fridays. You know, the kids are still at the YMCA.
Oh, man.
I'm going to let you slip it in missionary style.
Yeah, don't ask me to do any work.
You know, it's just like, I'm going to lay there like a dead fish.
Don't
and
kiss me,
yeah.
don't touch me, just get it over with.
This is your chance, honey.
Yeah.
I'll give you the next 30 seconds.
I'd love for you to upgrade my diamond this anniversary.
I need a new iPhone and I need a new diamond.
Assholes.
You might even get Thursdays if I get both.
Lucky son of a gun.
Speaking of sexual, have you ever do you have a boyfriend right now? No. Okay, you've had boyfriends, though, right? Have you ever? Just curious. Yeah. It could have been girlfriends. Don't judge. No judgment. Have you ever walked in on any of them jacking off?
No, but I find it odd because I've definitely encouraged that. Like, there's times where like we just can't have sex, so like and they get upset with me for encouraging it.
Really?
I'm like, I'll send you the links. Like,
you.
Like, you know, take care of you. But it's always awkward. Like, it's been 3 separate occasions where it's like, seriously, you're okay with that? I'm literally telling you to fucking do it because I don't want to.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand why somebody would be like, you're okay with this? Like, it would
cause an argument. Yeah, it's just stupid. I have not had the pleasure of walking on someone and laughing at them.
So you see, that would be even funnier though. Like, yeah, I fully encourage it, and then you like leave the room for a little bit, and you come back, and you're like, you're doing what?
Fucking loser.
No, I asked this because the other day my wife walked in on me, and I did not know how she would react to this, and obviously there's a couple great ways of this going down. Is, you know, like, number one is like the porn fantasy from when I'm 15, where it's just like, you want me to help? And then I don't know why you use such a deep voice for that. But and then there's also just like, she just looked at me and she's like, you want me to leave the room so you can finish? I was like, hey, that's like one of the best responses I could possibly get for this. Tight.
It's either that or like, you need some help.
Yeah. It didn't have to be the deepest voice. You need some help.
But I feel like that was part of your fantasies. So.
I guess it was. No, I've always said I'm like 10% gay.
I think everyone is.
No, that's good. Yeah. It's good. It's good to be open about these things.
I check out chicks all the time.
I see. That's the thing is I have some really like homophobic friends where like they'll claim to the end of the world like, hey, I'm totally cool with you being gay, but then as soon as like you ask them, hey, what do you think about this guy? Man, I don't check out dudes. I was like, well, you can't even just say when a dude is handsome.
You're a dude, you know when a dude's handsome.
Like,
I literally compliment chicks every day. All the girls I work with, that is like our number one rule, is to support other women. So if a girl comes to Friend's side, we find something to compliment her on just to make her feel better.
Hey, that's tight.
Yeah, we love
know, because it really
bitches love bitches.
It really does feel good though.
Yeah,
and like I've stopped myself, and it sucks too because I feel like I've stopped myself from doing it a few times because I'm just like, I don't want her to think I'm hitting on her.
Yeah.
Like I'm married, man. I don't really care. Like, I think you're pretty, but like I just don't want you to be like, hey, your eyes are really pretty, and I don't want to be like, whoa, guy. But
yeah, it's hard because girls are touchy like that.
Yeah,
it's easier for another woman.
Yeah, exactly. So like, you know, a girl could compliment a guy all day, and then he will literally be on the moon for the rest of the fucking day. He's like, that girl just said my fucking shoes. Even if it's something like my shoes are nice, the girl just said my shoes were nice.
She likes my New Balances, guys.
She stopped me to tell me that. Let's go get a drink. Fuck work today. I'm good. But yeah, so it's just, it feels weird a little bit. But sometimes I'll go ahead with it and just be like, you know what? I feel like this person deserves a compliment.
Yeah, I think it's nice.
You know, it doesn't
it's also
always
the
land.
Thought that counts.
Yeah.
Even if you don't say it, you thought it. So like the good in yourself is there.
Putting that energy out there.
Yeah.
Just be like, your shoes.
Just staring at them. Yes, I'm staring at you. I'm not going to say why, but I'm totally into it.
I really like your shoes. No, yeah, it's yeah, but I agree. That's awesome that you guys do that. I really think that's dope.
We hype up the girls all the time, especially after quarantine, feeling a little insecure. People gain some weight. They're not super happy. They haven't put makeup on for a while or wore something other than gym clothes or sweats, and we're just like, damn girl, you're wearing eyeliner today. Look at you.
My wife tells me all the time how much she misses wearing lipstick and shit. You know, just like
lipstick.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, Lauren, that I work with, she wore red lipstick last night. We went to Born and Raised for dinner and took her mask off, and like the small group of people we were with, everyone was like, oh my God, your lipstick looks so amazing. And her eyes just lit up. And I was like, man, see, I love that shit. Tell your wife to put some damn lipstick on.
I have, but she's always just like, oh, it gets ruined under the mask. And then I have to, like, when we get out of the car, I have to reapply. I was like, I don't care. We can wait.
Yeah.
Or
just put it on when you get to your destination.
Yeah, it's like, you know, we're in no rush.
Also, take a selfie of it.
Yeah.
And keep it in your phone.
Right?
Yeah.
You know,
go look at it and be like,
feel yourself.
That's me.
You know?
That's me.
It's all good. Okay, I got one more of the news segment.
Okay.
And this one is fucking wild. South Carolina recently voted to have a firing squad added to the list of approved methods for execution because they still do death penalty. So, like, literally, like, the old school firing squad, when you have, like, 6 dudes with rifles standing in a line to all shoot one guy.
Why do you need 6 people to shoot one person?
Never knew. I guess, because, I think back in the days of, like, Civil War and shit, all of those, like, muskets and pellet, the type of balls, they were all just super inaccurate. So, like, you know, if you have 6 dudes, one of them's going to hit the guy, you know? I'm pretty sure that was the reason in the beginning, but nowadays,
2021?
Nowadays,
one hit or quitter,
you have a fucking every fucking police station or, you know, jail probably has a marksman.
Oh yeah, I just think it's crazy that they would spend money to hire 6 different people and then spend the money to get the guns, fill the guns, use the guns or firearms or whatever they're doing.
In my head, I'm just like, why though? Like.
Also, who, like, I think about the people who live in these places or these states or whatever, and, like, you guys wanted this person to make these decisions. You guys voted for this person to make these decisions. Who the fuck raised you? Like, and is this really what you wanted, or was it going to be one of those stories where, like, I didn't know he was going to do this kind of shit?
It's like,
we're all fucked now.
It's like, nah, Trump wasn't supposed to do all of that. I had a lot of friends that voted for Trump in the beginning.
Did you?
Oh yeah. I had a lot of friends that and family. Fuck, a lot of family. But it was just like, you know, like halfway through the term, they're like, well, you know, he really didn't do anything he said he was gonna do. And he did some other shit that he said he wasn't gonna. And I'm like, so, but then it's the fucking stubbornness of, well, no, he still is our president. I was like, yeah, but you didn't say that about Obama.
Yeah.
You were like, you wanted him to fucking burn.
Yeah, fucking Americans, piece of shit.
but now that it's fucking Uncle Donnie, you're like, oh yeah, you know, he is our president. I'm just like, go fuck yourself.
My mom and stepdad, very big Trump supporters. We don't talk politics in the house because it gets very heated, very emotional. My siblings and I are not Trump supporters. And during the pandemic, my mom moved to Missouri.
Gross.
It was pretty, yeah. It's she, you know what? She's happy there. I'm happy for her. But I remember in January, I had to fly my youngest brother out there because he's never been on a plane before, and my parents drove with all the moving trucks. And I was so uncomfortable, and like the lack of intelligence of people that I had encounters with there was mind blowing to me. And like all I saw on like garage doors and like people's trucks was like Trump 2020 and like
Confederate
Trump,
flags.
yeah, all these just, you know, and I didn't say anything, kept my mouth shut. I knew what I was getting myself into. I just didn't know how deep it was. And she lives in Nixa, which is by Ozark, which I also didn't realize was a real place.
Yeah.
It's pretty gnarly and also scary. And as soon as I got to her house, her neighbor kid comes over to meet my little brother. He's like super stoked to have this kid to play with. 16 years old. He's like, man, I was so bummed when I saw California license plates. I was like, here comes these Democrats, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you're fucking 16. I was like, what do you know about Trump? And he was like, I'm voting for him. I was like, when are you going to have the chance to vote for him? Because that motherfucker's going down.
Yeah.
You're 16.
Yeah,
Tell me. Please tell me when.
You really don't have a shot. You
I was
really
like-
don't have a shot.
I was like, did your grandparents tell you that you had to vote for him? I was like, why would you vote for him? He's like, why wouldn't I? Why would you?
Do you like his policies?
Dude.
How do you feel about his foreign policy?
Couldn't answer any questions for someone being so excited at 16 to just come talk shit to me. And he couldn't answer any of my questions. And I looked at him. I didn't even know this kid's name yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, get the fuck out of my face. I don't give a fuck who you're voting for. Yes, I'm from California. And yes, I fucking voted for Joe Biden. Fuck off.
Go fuck your sister.
I was so irritated. And my mom was like, all right, should we go open a bottle of wine?
It's like, well, I know what cures this.
So frustrated. And I told her specifically, no politics when I come on this trip.
Yeah.
Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to be about it.
Okay. So we've actually had just been breezing along. We haven't even gotten any of the worst questions, which is like the whole topic of the show.
Oh,
So
sorry.
No. I actually prefer this.
Okay.
When we can have a good conversation and I don't have to just lean into the question, it's fine with me.
Like crickets.
You know? I try.
My bad. You guys started early, so you actually have like 20 more minutes.
Oh, okay.
Tight.
Cool. So yeah, we have like 20 minutes. So
Don't
this
let it happen
is going to
again.
be
Just
fine.
kidding.
So yeah, actually, so back onto the South Carolina thing for one more second. It feels weird that they like had to vote on getting a firing squad into like their mix of the way they kill people on death row. It's like, I mean, it's to service nobody except for the people that are just got bored of watching people get electrocuted or lethal injections. They're like, hey, how can we spice this up a little bit?
Dude.
You know, it's like I know that we're already having sex on Fridays, but can we add the Thursday too? Like, I mean, it feels like it's just like, yeah, you know.
Think about the people that are applying for those jobs.
Right?
What's wrong with them? Like, what's up your ass? You know, what's on your mind? How racist are you? Because I've listened to way too many conversations as a bartender that I probably shouldn't have listened to.
Well,
and
they have these conversations in front of us,
they
like we
do,
can't hear
but
it.
it's like it's at this point where I'm not cutting you off because you're drunk. I'm cutting you off because you're a racist piece of shit. And I hear these conversations from Border Patrol and cops. I had this guy in Fernside about a month and a half ago. I was wiping down a table and he was hanging out with one of the regulars. Now, he was not friends with the regular. My regular's actual friend invited this dude. He was talking about how his wife is divorcing him, but in the divorce papers that she claimed that he was racist. And then he continued the conversation. I didn't know he was Border Patrol, but I heard his comments and he said, I don't know what makes me racist. The fact that I enjoy beating them or the fact that I hand select who I get to beat.
Holy shit.
And I was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I was like, these kind of people exist. So I think about those job positions. Like, why are you applying for this job? What joy do you get from killing people on death row?
And I'm going to answer his question. I think it's the hand selecting who he beats that makes him more racist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely that.
1000%.
I mean, I know a lot of people that enjoy fighting, and it's, you know, and it's not any choice of who they fight. They just like to fight,
Yeah.
But yeah, hand selecting who you beat. I think that's what makes you a little racist. But has there ever been anybody that looks like me on the other end of the nightstick or whatever the fuck you use? Then the answer is you're racist because of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so into the worst questions. So I'm gonna ask you questions, and it's gonna be just like, hey, what's this? And the worst version of this, and you know, just answer however you feel.
Okay.
We'll start off with something light. What's the worst bar you ever worked in?
Oh, Teak Woods.
Teak Woods.
Teak
What was that place
Woods.
like?
It was a brand new sports bar. The couple that opened it, R.I.P. Nick, he had a coke overdose. Huge piece of shit human being. 10 years older than his wife, had a previous marriage with 2 kids, addicted to Absolute vodka. It was like, it wasn't my first bartending job. I underage bartended when I lived in LA
Okay.
at the Wet Spot in Canoga Park next to the strip club. I wanted to be a
Dude,
stripper so bad.
hell yes.
I couldn't though. My mom was friends with the owner, but I thought the Wet Spot was the worst until my mom moved to Temecula and I got a job at that fucking place. That was the first job I ever like quit.
Yeah.
Like what? Just like I actually took a photo laying across the bar with a tip bucket in front of me and sent it to the owners in a group chat. Like they were just terrible fucking human beings. That was
Fuck, dude.
probably the worst bar, but met some of the dopest people that I still talk to this day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, that's one thing I love about like bars is you come across a group of people that you never probably would have just striked up a conversation with.
Yeah.
And then here you are just like learning all these people's lives and their stories and stuff over just, even because I mean, I know you know this, people in our industry don't usually hold their jobs for that long.
No.
Like it's rare that, you stick with one bar.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many people it's like, oh, I'm working at this new bar. Well, every time there's a new bar, you're fucking working at it, guy. Like,
see, I'm not that though.
See, I never have been either.
I love my home bar. Like, let me stay.
I stick
extend
around.
my welcome.
Yeah, I stick around. Like it's like, oh, you're hiring me? Well, you better like me because I'm not leaving. I'm gonna stay here until we get closed for COVID or whatever else happens. But I'll stay until the wheels fall off.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
Unless I'm being treated terribly. And I mean, and there was one time. So I worked at a steakhouse. You remember the steakhouse Black Angus?
Mm-hmm.
So the original owner sold those, and then he retired. Then I want to say about. What was it? About 12 years ago, 13 years ago, he decided to come out of a retirement at age like 89.
Damn. And
he's like, I miss owning a restaurant. So he opened up a new steakhouse, but he couldn't call it Black Angus anymore. So he just named it after himself. So it was called Stewart's.
That's
and it
cool.
was in Palm Springs. This guy and his wife were 2 of the most awful people I've ever met. I mean,
really?
Straight up the word. So first of all, we had like a DJ or a piano player depending on what day of the week was. They'd come in every night for dinner. He'd walk in and he would hand the guy a 50, and the whole point of that was every 30 minutes the guy had to stop what he was doing and announce that Stuart was there like he was a celebrity. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Stuart Anderson in the building. And he would stand up, give everybody a wave.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Every half hour. And so they would sit down in the same booth right outside my bar every single night. And she would drink a bottle of wine. And she allowed him to have 1.5 Bombay Sapphire martinis. That's all he was allowed to have. And they would get fucking hammered. And as soon as they got hammered, the lady just turned into the biggest bitch. She would come in even when Stuart wasn't with her. And there was a picture of them on the back of the menu, and she'd walk around greeting the tables. And if they didn't know who she was, she'd flip over the menu and be like, "That's me right there. Like, pay attention to me."
Fucking yikes.
Yeah. And she would call me fat all the time. She'd be like,
she was a bully.
Oh yeah, she called me fat. And there was one girl that had like dark hair and tattoos, and she'd be like, "You'd probably get better tips if you were a little bit more attractive and less scary to people." And I mean, just the most heinous people. So one day, I got off work and I was really upset, and I wrote on Facebook status update. I was like, "I wish that Stewart's would burn to the ground with the Andersons inside of it."
And they saw it.
Came into work the next day, they had it printed out and handed it to me.
That's fucking epic. That's a sick story.
I was just like, yeah, so leave. And they were like, "Do you really want us to die?" I was like, "Sometimes."
You guys are mean.
I was like, they tried to reword it on me too. It was like, were you really going to do this to us? And I'm like, no. Never said I was going to do it to you.
Mm-mm.
I just said, I hope it catches fire and you guys happen to be inside. So,
Oh my
I
God.
mean, that would be fantastic.
It's fucking
But
amazing.
I'm not gonna do it.
This is too much effort for me.
Way too much. It's like I don't run that fast. I have to light the fire and then have to get out of the building myself. Come on.
Oh man.
Okay, so do you have like a worst night out drinking story? Where just some shit went down.
4th of July 2019. I punched a guy in the face in Ocean Beach and broke his nose.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I was with my roommate Jessa. She's younger. She actually just turned 25 this year. She's like my little babe, you know?
No, yeah, you gotta protect them.
Watching out for her. Never had a 4th of July off, so I was like, what do I even do with myself?
Rare.
My friend Sean was working for Angel's Envy at the time, and OB Noodle House just opened a new 3-story location with a rooftop. Angel's Envy wanted to pay for our 4th of July outing, so why not let them?
Hey.
So a group of us went hanging out, doing our thing, surfed, drank way too many of those Truly seltzer things, got extremely hammered, took a 3-hour nap, and then hit the new spot. It's called THC. And go to this, they're closing down, so we go to this dive bar. I think it's called Sunshine or something. I honestly don't remember. And get Jessa to a table. She's like way too drunk, so I was like, get her at a table, get her some water, order her some food. I'm like, just sit here and hold the table. I'm gonna go order some shit. So my friends are all drunk. They have like games, like pinball machines and shit. So everyone's off doing their own thing. Someone's putting money in the jukebox. I'm ordering food for the table. This guy, turn around, this guy's like standing really close to Jessa, and the table fits like 8 people. So I'm like, the answer's no. So I go over there, I'm like, hey, he's like, hey, mind your own business. And I was like, excuse me, she is my business.
Not what we're gonna do
He
today.
was like, he was so aggressive. He was like this like tall, skinny, like Middle Eastern dude, like just aggressive with his words and how he talked at me. And I was like, dude, she's drunk. Please leave her alone. And he put his hand on her hand and her eyes got wide. And she's the sweetest, most nicest person. Like, she won't even kill a fly. And so she was so scared. And I was like, dude, take your hand off of her. And I'm like looking around, like, where the fuck are all my friends?
Yeah.
And
where are you guys when I need you fucking assholes?
and so I took his hand off of her and he grabbed my hand and shoved me. And I was like, get the fuck away from the table. I'm going to go get the security guard. I was really upset at this point. And it was like one of those oh shit sober moments where I was like, now I'm pissed off. You killed my entire buzz that I worked up all fucking day.
Yeah.
Now I'm pissed.
I was marathoning you, asshole.
Dude, haven't had a 4th of July off ever. Fuck you. So this bar was so shitty. They were serving beer in plastic cups, which is my kind of bar. So this guy goes up to the bar, gets a fucking beer, comes back, and throws it on me.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not even joking. Not even joking. I was so mad. And I like got up from the stool and I'm like soaked in beer, not even good beer. And I go to stand up and I immediately slip in the beer, concrete floors, bust my knee on the ground. As I'm on the ground, like literally about to start crying, Jess is freaking out. Food just got to the table. The kid is probably like freshly 21 who dropped our food off at the table because it's like counter service style. He's looking at me on the floor. He's looking at the guy. He's looking at Jessa. I'm like, are you gonna get the security guard? And as I'm on the floor, the guy was like, that's what you get, you stupid fucking bitch. Grabbed him by his shirt, pulled myself up, and beat the actual fuck. Like, I climbed on his chest like a spider monkey until he got to the ground, and I beat the actual fuck out of him. I was wearing this dope ass octopus ring I got from Mexico, and one of the tentacles snagged his septum. I fucked his face up.
That's fucking fantastic.
So then the security guard came. I got arrested.
After all of that.
Yeah, they watched like the cameras and shit, and the cop ended up like high-fiving me, but was also like, you have to get the fuck out of here. So went to another bar and then got to the other bar, like went out the back exit, and these 3 girls were like, oh my God, you're the girl that fucked that guy up. Like, we're buying all your fucking drinks. Like, it was epic.
Marathon continues.
But also the worst night and most embarrassing I've ever had out.
No, but yeah, that's fucking... That's one of the most insane parts of that story to me is I've seen people throw drinks on somebody at the heat of the moment, but leaving, going to get a drink, and then coming back to throw it on you.
You should have heard what he was telling the cops. Like, women don't get to talk to me like that. And it's like, no, people don't get to talk to you like that. Like, fuck you, stupid piece of shit.
Yeah, that's
so
wild.
I was embarrassed because, like, everyone calls me moms because like I don't do the drugs. I just drink. So I take care of everyone else. So for me to like get that elevated was like super embarrassing because like I have a softer reputation. Not soft, but like I said, they know I'm not down to party. So like for me to just roll up and just like fuck the shit out of someone's face, like just.
That's all. I fucking love that story.
Man.
Have you ever done drugs?
I've never done drugs.
Really?
I've never done ecstasy. I've never done
Good for
cocaine.
you.
I smoke weed. It helps my head. Not a social smoker.
I'm just saying it's fucking rare in our industry.
Yeah, and it's one of those
fantastic.
things too where like people just don't believe me, and I honestly don't fucking care. But
No, I believe anybody that tells me that.
Yeah,
I have no reason to not believe.
I've just never had like. It's never been appealing to me. And like I said, I've always been the person on the end who's taking care of everyone that's on drugs. I'm like, God, I don't want to feel like that.
Yeah, exactly. So once you've done that for a little while, you're just like, wait, I've seen how all of these go wrong.
I got over it real quick.
I'm good.
Plus my mom offering them to me at home. I was just like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. I remember I got caught smoking a cigarette at school one time. I was like in 9th grade. And it was luckily like the gym teacher that got me, so he just pulled me over to the side and like told me a story to teach me a lesson. And he's all, when I was a kid, he's all, I got caught with a pack of cigarettes and my mom locked me in the closet and made me smoke every one of them. And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
I mean, I feel like that's the kind of mom I would be.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, but you know what? He's like, I smoked the whole pack, I puked twice. He's all. And then I was addicted for life. I was like, wait, it was supposed to end differently. And he's all, no, I'm fucking with you. He's all, I never smoked again after that. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, all right.
I appreciate that.
I get your points. Thanks, bud. Worst sexual experience you've ever had?
Oh, man. That's a good one. There's been.
If it's with a San Diego bartender, I need you to name him because I want it. Okay.
To be honest with you, I've only ever dated 2 bartenders my whole career.
That season, I like you even more now.
Yeah,
because I know way too many garbage people that just say, "Hey, well, we're near each other."
Yeah, my friend Sean that I dated, who worked for Angel's Envy, he also worked with Stefan at 100 Proof. And
I fucking know Sean.
Dude, Sean's awesome.
Yeah, Sean's awesome.
So Sean and I dated, but it was very much like, dude, we're such good friends. Like, this is weird. We shouldn't be trying to like date each other.
He's a little guy, but I bet he has a huge dick.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
And then my ex-boyfriend Owen was a bartender, but like no one really knows him. He doesn't go to events, or he's not really on social media, which is tight.
Yeah, he's not the influencer bartender.
He's not the influencer bartender.
Thank
and,
God.
I don't give a shit about those fools. When I was working at the strip club in Canoga Park.
Good start.
Yeah, exposed. I'm still friends with a lot of those girls. I met this guy Jordan who was from Malibu, and he was like started his own skateboarding company. I don't know, he was cute. I was like, I think just turned 20 or something, and he was cute, but he was such a douche. And he I got hit on
Jordan
all the time.
from Malibu. It sounds like
typical. I got hit on a lot because I wasn't a dancer, so it's like. Because they could see every other girl naked.
Yeah, like, well, what about you? Yeah.
I'm like, you fucking wish. So he kept coming back and pursuing me. And like, he would wait till I got off work at like 5 a.m. and like take me to Denny's. So after like, I made him wait like 3 months, right?
Damn.
But this guy had some fucking confidence. And he kept bragging, like, I'm so good in bed, and like talking about his dick and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm not that experienced. I was barely 20 years old. I didn't lose my virginity until I was like 19. And he was bragging. Finally, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get drunk and fuck this guy. I'm just going to do it. Whatever. So because I worked at Exposed, we could drink at the wet spot because I was also bartending there under 21.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brad. And we went over there and got drunk, and then we went to Denny's, and he was like, all right, I guess I'll, let you go. And I was like, you can come over. And the look in his face was like,
Kidding Christmas.
Dear God. So he came over, and like, he was so excited that he was like naked before we got in my room. He was like taking his clothes off. And oh man, I was such a bitch. I remember like, I was like slowly getting undressed. I was tired from work. And I just looked at him when he was naked, and I was like, that's what you're bragging about? Like, I was such a bitch, dude. I was like,
oh my God, that just destroyed him before you even started.
What are you going to do with that? Like, I don't even know what to do with that. And I remember making the worst comment ever. And I was like, I mean, I could totally give you a blowjob. It'd be the easiest thing to do at this point.
Oh, fuck.
And he had the fucking balls to just be like, no, we're fucking doing this. You said we're doing it. And I'm like tearing this kid down. And he's like still fucking down. And then after like not even 30 seconds, I was like, dude, no. 3 months? Come on. Like this is what you got? Go back to Malibu, find your Barbie, and like fuck that bitch. Cause like
You've been talking up a big game for so long.
dude, I was so excited too, because I was like, he was so confident. And then I was
God
like,
damn.
this is what I get for being a bitch and making him wait 3 months.
No, yeah, it's wild. Like there is a certain confidence that money brings, but the rest of you can't back it up.
Dude,
most of
no,
the time.
I was so butthurt.
Fuck, man.
It was ruthless. I was so angry. I couldn't sleep after that. I was pissed. I was like literally thinking like, who could I call right now and actually have sex with? Because now I'm like at that point.
It's like, well, I got worked up about it, and
Yeah,
you can't fucking deliver.
There's
The best would have been though you call somebody else while he's still there. Like just start dialing.
If only.
Like what are you doing? Oh well, I'm calling somebody that can finish the fucking job.
Yeah, it was also like 5 a.m, but I had chili cheese fries from Tommy's, so I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, it's like it's the switch out.
Yeah.
How are we doing on time?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right, cool.
Tight.
All right. Worst hobby you've ever had?
Oh man.
Is there something looking back like I can't believe I wasted fucking money or time on this?
Honestly, no. I do some pretty dope stuff.
Cool. What's one of your good hobbies? Now I'm interested.
I collect Hot Wheels.
Do you?
Yeah.
Rad. For how long?
Since I was 6.
Really?
Yeah, I have some of my grandpa's original cars. They weren't called Hot Wheels back then. But me and my dad are a part of this underground Hot Wheel club.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And so we collect specific Hot Wheels called treasure hunts, and they're really hard to find. So I have, between my dad and myself, we have about 8,000 collectors items.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah, and I play the drums.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Tight.
Yeah, but not really good. That's just a hobby.
Better than me. I don't even have to listen to you play.
I want to play a skateboard.
I was in a band, and I know that you're better than me. But dude, that's really tight. Like, I don't know. I never know what to expect when asking people, hey, about your hobbies.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, 8,000 Hot Wheels.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun.
It's tight.
We make a thing out of it. Like, it's something my dad and I bond over, and now my nephews are into it. But it's cool having to hunt for those specific ones, because, like, I go to different states to find these Hot Wheels. Like, it's a real hobby.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I actually really appreciate that.
Thanks.
You grew up in LA, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the worst thing about where you grew up? Like being a kid out here.
Shit. I don't know. I loved being a kid in
Yeah.
Los Angeles. I think when I got older, I started to not like it because people that are from LA are not shitty. Transplants that come to LA and think LA is shitty because it's like, oh, I'm an actor, oh, I'm a model, I have to have this persona. Those are the shitty people. So then everyone else is like, man, LA sucks. It's full of these pretentious assholes. I'm like, they're not from LA.
No, yeah, I completely agree. I can't tell you, like, I grew up and lived in Palm Springs almost my whole life. When I was running bars out in Palm Springs, it was always it was never the people that were actually from LA.
Yeah.
It was always the people that were transplants and lived in LA for like maybe 4 years, and then they'd be sitting at the bar, and then they'd say something stupid, and then they'd be like, "Well, I'm from LA, so."
LA.
and it was always
So
just
good.
like, wait, so what? Like, I'm from LA, so.
I hate to say it, but I literally don't go to bars in LA because of those bartenders, like those flashy, like, look at me, I ripped off someone else's cocktail, but I made it my own, and I changed the name, and I wear a really cool hat. Fuck you. Go back to Arizona. Nobody fucking cares.
He's going back to Arizona.
Oh, sorry. But it's like those aren't the people I grew up with. Those aren't the styles of bars we went to. Like, y'all are not from here. Stop saying you're from LA. You're not fucking from LA, and you're giving us a really bad reputation, and it sucks.
Yeah, Colin. No, Colin's not bartending. He's but
Do you want to learn?
no, but
Don't go down that hole.
no. But no, yeah, this is. I think this is the last session I get with Colin.
Oh, like you're moving? Oh.
No.
Good for you. Have fun.
Thank you.
Okay. Before we wrap up, I have a new segment that's Are You the Worst? And I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you just say yes or no, and then we decide at the end if you're as terrible as I am.
Okay.
Have you ever been a bully?
To my sisters, but like
Family, I guess, doesn't count.
I was the oldest. I had to kick their ass.
Yeah. I actually I was a bully in like grade school, and I mean okay, so I bullied this. There was this girl who didn't wear socks to school, and I told everyone she was poor.
That's fucked up.
I know.
I actually beat up the bullies in school.
I told everyone she was poor, and then later that week, my grandparents were having a garage sale, and then I saw her there buying shit, and I was like, well, I was right, but but I felt bad after I was actually right about it.
My sisters got bullied, and I definitely beat the shit out of the people that bullied them. So.
Yeah, and see, the thing was too, my older cousin was like a severe bully too, so like it was almost like I felt like I had to like do something to prove to him that I was cool and everything.
Damn.
But see, also my whole thing was, though, I was just big, and I'm still like big into just roasting people. Like I never liked to really be aggressively bully. That was the one time I was like aggressively a bully to somebody, and then I felt bad afterwards. For the most part, I just like to talk shit. All right, have you ever been a bad friend, like to the point where you're just like, fuck, man, I really just kind of blew this one.
I can confidently say I've never been a bad friend.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten shit on
times.
Shit on a lot by people.
No, I've experienced that, and I've also experienced the other side. Have you ever stolen from your parents?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Awesome.
All the
time. At least you're not going to say no to every girl.
I probably still take shit from my mom's bathroom when I visit her.
Oh, yeah. It's just like, well, you know what? She doesn't need this.
Yeah, why she was like Costco sizes.
Well, you know, I don't want to go to the store later, so let me just take that. Yeah. And no, I totally get that.
Steal from my parents.
I used to steal my dad's pain pills. Yeah, I remember one time he got a surgery, and he'd send me like, hey, go to the pharmacy and pick them up, and they gave him like 200 pain pills, and I'm like, well, he only needs 100. Do you make fun of people to their face or behind their back? Do you do either or both?
I definitely say it to their face.
Yeah. I do both.
Yeah. It depends. Like if someone brings it up and we happen to be making fun of them behind their back, but I have no problem just being like, oh my God, I was talking to so-and-so and we talked about how you're a fucking stupid piece of shit.
No, I do that constantly. But sometimes it's like when working at the bar and it's just like some random person and like they have like wild ass, I'll lean into be like, did you fucking see this guy?
Your team.
What?
We call that your team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the only way to get someone off your team, now I am a bully. Fuck.
Yes.
The only way to get someone off your team is to take a selfie with them. So my parents are in on it. Everyone at work is in on it.
That's fantastic.
It's pretty great.
I need to start this.
Okay, I'll teach it to you when I come have a beverage.
Okay, cool. We are gonna wrap up now, though. Right? Time. Cool. All right. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Do you want to tell anybody your just throw out the Instagram again so people can follow you? I'll add it to everything, but
lady_libation, formerly known as Pirate Snatch.
Why did you leave Pirate Snatch?
Because the owners of the company I worked for told me it was not professional. Pirate Snatch is coming back.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Chad Austin on Instagram and Twitter. And just follow, subscribe to the podcast, buy my book, do all that stuff. Thank you.